Hi everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to the Technology Innovation Hub. It's going to be the sixth session from Cloud Portal on about industry overview with regards to cloud computing. So industrial analysis with cloud computing. So let's start the sixth session. So let me share the screen. We have been doing this one. I think that this was the last discussion, the last slide that we had on the session 5 about Oracle Gen 2 Cloud. So let's continue from there. Right? Okay, so the next one is cloud computing trends in 2021. Of course, we had a slide for top technologies, so this is also going a little bit closer to that, but these are the trends. Yes, so let's turn, the first one is edge in the new cloud. Edge is the new cloud. I think even if you Google this one, the comparison between the cloud computing, edge computing, so you have the comparison. But of course, now these going close to each other. Edge computing has become a trend, number one trend in cloud computing. So we know what is edge computing. We had the definition on the previous slide as well. So that is one trend in 2021, right? So, and it's going to continue. So we will discuss more detail in detail with examples, and we are going to do some practical as well here. Okay, the second one is AI and ML, artificial intelligence, machine learning, will revolutionize cloud computing. Yeah, you know that AI ML is the most demanding tech trends. It was there from 2000, say, long time back, but now it has become number one thing in 2021 because the pattern recognition, the model training, okay, when it comes to analytics, because real-time analytics has become most important because it's now not like earlier in those days. Now, there are a lot of data. So the rate of data growth is very high, so that we need analytics quicker than earlier for decision making, and we need real-time analytics, right? For example, like in Google, they have TensorFlow, right? Kubeflow, right? So likewise. So that is another trend in 2021. Then we have the increased demand for private, hybrid cloud, private cloud, and multi-cloud, and joint cloud providers offering. Yes, of course, the multi-cloud anyway becomes a joint cloud provider offering. That's true. So that even the small cloud players will have the opportunity to gain. So in the cloud industry among the giants. So that's one of the pluses when it comes to multi-cloud. And so yeah, private cloud, because security aspects now is working from home. There are a lot of privacy concerns are there. So the private cloud also in demand. Hybrid cloud, the mix of it, right? Public and private. And the on-premise also there. So that's another demanding trend. And the next one is we have rise of cloud native technologies. Yes. So now actually why I say native, because containerization, it is built into cloud now. So not like earlier, because in cloud computing, if you take 4 to 5 years back, it is all about virtualization and virtual machines. But now it is gradually moving into the Docker container. Docker and Docker is just one technology, but containerization, and you get serverless, again serverless also, what you get behind is containerization. Right? So these technologies, containerization, going serverless, and yes, orchestration platforms like Kubernetes. We have DesOS, Docker Swarm, orchestration platforms, but Kubernetes is number one. So that's also another leading trend. So we have SASE. So we learn what is SASE is, software-defined networking, how it goes. So that's another tech trend in 2021, and we have increased need for data security, privacy, and regulations. Definitely, yes, security is in demand. It's again, compliance also comes in hand. So security, that's another trend. Privacy and regulations. Okay. Then we have visual desktop, that's a virtual desktop. Virtual desktop may be the workplace in future, right? So we discussed this one as well in the previous top technologies. A virtual desktop, Google offers through Chromebook. So this is an example, right? So Google, they are offering through Chromebook. I think some of you may have some experience with that. All right, so these are the top tech trends we have for 2021 with regards to cloud. So just Google under these, you will get a lot of information. But no worries, in the future sessions on technology innovation hub, we'll be focusing many sessions with these things, with hands-on experience and guides. Okay, let's move to the next one. State of cloud expertise. So now we are just this presentation and industry analysis. Now we are just heading to the certification side of cloud computing, the certifications and your learnings, your career growth, right? So likewise, so that's what we are starting now, because up to earlier we did some business analysis, we did the cost calculations, and we talk about the top technologies, top trends. Earlier, we did some feasibility analysis as well with cost TCO, total cost of ownership. And now we are heading to the certification side of it. So this is taken from devops.com, right, as a reference. This is what it says, growth in training time by cloud provider. Yes, the training, amount of training provided. Now you can see who's leading here. Yes, Azure. So Microsoft always Pluralsight, right? You know, Pluralsight. So always they are providing a lot of valuable training. So this is they are heading, right? You can see by the time towards the end of 2020, so the curve is going up. That means as a training provider, Azure is leading, whereas GCP and these fellows are down on that as organization of training. You know, during the pandemic last period, we had a lot of pre-offers from Microsoft, right? You know those certifications, pre-offers, right? Of course, other vendors also gave, like Oracle, Google, they also gave. But as per this statistics, facts, information, so this Azure is leading. So this is growth in training, right? And the next one is state of the cloud expertise, number 2. This is current cloud expertise, that is number of certified people, expertise in the industry. You can see AWS leading there, right? So because most of the expertise are available on AWS, certified people, because they have been the giant in the industry, so they have a lot of certified people, so that professional service is available with them compared to others in numbers is high, right? So that's what AWS. So Azure is second, GCP, and third, then comes Oracle. So Oracle is fourth this time, right? In terms of certifications, because they also offered a lot of free certification during the pandemic in the last year, right? Even this year also they are planning. So this is current cloud expertise, right? Current cloud, okay? This one is another interesting reveal, desired cloud expertise. People who are willing to have expertise, desired expertise. You say desired, right? And in that you can see AWS is not the number one, Azure is number one. You can see the change. So Azure is catching up AWS little by little, even from the other offerings as well. So of course Oracle also coming up. And here you can see actually GCP is almost equal to AWS. It's like this now. These cloud vendors, they have different focus now. For example, we can say GCP is a engineering-led cloud, engineering-led, because they are more focusing on the engineering solutions rather than just the other two are the sales-led and customer-led. Right? These cloud providers, they have different strategies when launching, when reaching the customers. Now we can say GCP is more into engineering led with their auto scaling and Kubernetes likewise, architectural side, rather than focusing on the sales led and customer led, right? They are more engineering. Whereas when compared to AWS more into sales led than customer led. Actually, they are more into sales than more than customer led, right? So in engineering perspective, they are a little comparatively they are a little lower, right? Whereas in Azure, they are also engineering and they are on, I would say customer led. So likewise. So you can Google those things, right? So this is there are some categories, right? Engineering led, sales led, customer led, likewise. Okay. So anyway, so this is state of cloud that is three desired, right? Desired expertise. Let's continue. Okay, another interesting thing, top 7 cloud computing carriers 2021 and how to get started. If you want to start the career, you can focus on these job roles, right? And you can see these are the job roles, right, as per the certification designations as well. So cloud administrator, cloud architect, and cloud engineer, the average salary in US dollars, you can see the cloud administrator is around 70,000, right? And architect, the highest paid, 145,000, this is in US dollars, right? This one, 141 US dollars. Engineering average salary. So this is monthly average, okay? So further, if you get a cloud consultant, or you can see again this one, 109, and cloud engineer and cloud software engineer, okay? So average salary. We have automation engineer also coming closer, right? So this is the automation like DevOps pipeline. Now there are a lot of automation things to happen in automated infrastructure, right? Who will facilitate the environment for the rest of the team to work, right? So it's a considerable job. So that's why it's paid higher. And the cloud architect 145. You can refer to this. So if you go here, tech target. So that is where I have taken this information. Yeah, top 7 cloud computing carriers and how to get started. Here you can see, yes, values are there. So for further details, you can read this. You can say top cloud computing carriers. So while companies may vary in their job description for particular cloud computing roles and their specific requirements, the information applies broadly throughout the US. That's okay. You find the salaries below along the cloud computing carriers. You can find the salaries below along with the cloud computing carriers. Okay, right. Anyway, so just go to this one. So that's the details of where I have factored it, right? Let's click here and see. Let's go to salary look from right. Yeah, that's that is about that. Okay. So let's continue. These are the highest paid roles. Okay, so then the next one, here we go. Top cloud skills. So if you want to build up a career, the roles are important. Then the set of skills that you should have 2021 and beyond when you build a career, right? So you should have a vision and mission, right? And career building is explained again on the generic category on the technology innovation. Now you can watch that, finding a long-term career path. So we have DevOps. Yes, DevOps is the most demanding skill, right? So you need to have that must. And in DevOps environment, you have many roles. We have discussed that on the DevOps industry overview. You can go watch that presentation, the roles and everything is well explained. Yes, machine learning and AI actually, these are number one. And cloud security, hybrid cloud, again storage. Yes, I mean storage also has to, there's a role to play because capacity in cloud, right? Capacity planning in cloud has to be managed. Yes, I mean, even though, I mean, within the service provider, there has to be skilled people to manage the data center in their purpose. Definitely, we say cloud, we take the service from the cloud provider, but within the cloud provider itself, there has to be skilled resource to manage that data center. Is I mean, thousands, 10,000s, millions of servers are running. Okay, so who are going to manage those? Okay, so we need the skills on there. And network management, yes, definitely some must. We have more, right? You can see the list. Database management. Of course, now, even though don't misunderstand, it's database management. It's not like nowadays. I mean, earlier we used to have database administrator, the fellow who create the database and create backup policy, design, architectural tuning, and all. Right? But that role is kind of going away now, right now, because a database also is going to be a component within this automation. That's how it's going to be. when you automate the infrastructure, database also has to plug into that automation. Otherwise, it can't stand alone away and say, okay, I have to be installed manually. That's not going to work, right? So that's why this role has been transformed into a different form. Now you need to get adapted to it. We will discuss those things in more detail, because database has to be spin up using what? And the workflow as code or infrastructure code using, like YAML file, you have Ansible playbooks, Chef, Puppet, infrastructure automation languages. Through that, you have to spin up that. Now, let's talk those in more detail later. Anyway, still a role is there. So it is being transformed, coming in a different way. So skills are important. So data and application migration deployment, yes, migrations always there. Right now is big demand because of the cloud migrations, multi-cloud we have discussed, and yes, APIs, right, in microservices, right, REST services, REST, everything, right. Even though it says APIs all going to be the REST services via web, because online means definitely it's going to be web. Whenever it comes to web with microservice, it's going to be REST API calls. Okay. Right, so matrix and analytics, so definitely, right, it's not statistics going to be matrix. So there's a difference between stats and matrix. Matrix are long term, statistics are short term, right? So analytics, yeah, when demand is still, right? Because even in DevOps pipeline, we need to monitor what's happening. Once the deployment is done, we need to monitor. Prometheus, Kiali, those tools are there to monitor those things. Okay, so then cloud service platform expertise, of course, yes. This is infrastructure automation languages. So it's not just languages. This IaaS, infrastructure code, right? Like Terraform is leading these days. But as I mentioned earlier, so other languages like we have Chef, Puppet, Ansible. Of course, HashiCorp, they have their own format language, SCL, HashiCorp language. So again, common name for all of those things are YAML. So we will discuss this in more later. So it's the demanding skill and automation. Yes, containerization we have discussed. Orchestration platform. Yes, change management. Yeah, to handle everything, we need change management as well. In DevOps, we have discussed this in Agile Ops, right? Because the role of ITMS is getting changed now. Like project management getting changed to product management, so ITSM role also being changed. So because it has to adapt to the new digital transformation flow of digital transformation, right? Okay. Okay, so these are the skills. So if you are focusing on cloud, just look for these skills, find more details, and of course, if you keep in touch with Technology Innovation Hub, no doubt these skills we will be addressing via the channel and how to get started with those things. So we are covering most of these demanding skills in the channel. So just follow it up. You will learn a lot. Even if you don't go anywhere, if you stick to Technology Innovation Hub, you will get it. Don't worry about that. Right? So then comes the top cloud certifications. Top cloud certifications. I think we'll have a break here, right? So let me come up with the next session with the cloud certification, because it's going to be a long session otherwise. All right, let me break here and I'll meet you back soon. If you like the video, you can put a subscribe. Okay, have a great time. Okay, bye-bye.